Welcome to OK Miniatures. Today I wanted to try out making a diorama. I really like dioramas because they just have this awesome storytelling element added in. Plus it's mini painting with terrain building. Like, how can you go wrong with that? So I wanted to do a dragon diorama since I love dragons, and I also have these awesome little dragon eggs hatching minis that I found. They're really cool, small, simple, but awesome. So I needed to make a home for this little guy. I started out with a plastic bottle, and I took like the drinking half of it, like where it tapers down, and I kind of made a nice little dome out of that to stick, and I stuck that on a circle of XPS foam. I actually had this piece of foam from some previous rock building thing, and I just had this texture I gouged out of it already, so I just had that ready to go. And then I ripped up a bunch of little foam pieces to glue onto the bottle to cover up that smooth plastic look. This was actually pretty hard to do since that plastic's pretty slippery. The pieces kept sliding off and they just didn't want to stick. But I did it. I dumped a ton of glue on this bottle, and eventually enough pieces stuck. But so did the base. I glued it to the table. Yeah. Fortunately, a little bit of force got it to peel off without peeling off any of the table, so that's really good. That's really good. But this plastic texture was still really obvious, and the foam wasn't quite what I wanted, so I made my own slop. You might be wondering what slop is. Slop is sand, and I have no idea what the L or P would be for. I just wanted to call it slop. But it basically is sand, PVA glue, yeah, that's what the P is for, and paint. That's also what the P is for. And this just gave it a really nice texture. It's a dirt-looking texture. It's a rocky texture. I really like it. I think I'm going to use it more. It does take a very long time to dry, though. I think I let it sit 2 days, maybe. After one day, it was like partially hardened, but some of the thicker spots weren't quite. Honestly, it might not be completely dry yet, for all I know. But I think it is. After I went through all that work and put on this lovely textured stuff, I decided I really need to add some fire or lava for, it's a dragon, so like, what's a dragon without fire? So I went back and I cut this little groove into the side of the cave for some hot glue lava. Fortunately, the slop wasn't quite hardened, so it was still pretty easy to peel out without ruining everything. I also drilled some holes for some LEDs and put them in there. Make sure you test your LEDs before you stick them in there. Mine both worked, so I got lucky, but you don't want to go through a whole bunch of work, glue them in, and then find out they don't work. For painting the cave, I just splattered some brown paint all around, kind of a little bit here and there, just to make it not all black. I think I could have gone a little bit less, but I don't know, I like it. It's a little bit more muddy look, which is alright. For the lava, I slapped on a whole bunch of orange paint to try help diffuse the LED lights. I used red and yellow, and they didn't quite blend as much as I was hoping they would, so I wanted to try to diffuse that a little bit more, give it a nicer transition. For the mini, I painted the egg red, transitioning to yellow towards the top, so red on the bottom, yellow on top, and orange in the middle or whatever. And I made the dragon itself red, and then I put just like I put black stripes on the egg, just around, kind of like like lava when it has those black chunks of cooled rock on it, like that kind of. I decided to keep it really simple and make it a quick paint job since the rest of it was taking quite a while. And then I powered her up. So the red and yellow LEDs didn't blend quite as much as I liked, even with the orange paint. But I noticed if you only power on the red one, it looks really awesome. If you only power on the yellow one, it looks really awesome. So I think that was actually a accidental win. I got this diorama that I can have two different lights for, and it looks really good. I think this project was really one of probably my favorite so far, and one that I actually enjoyed, and like I enjoyed the other ones, but this one was something special. It's got a nice right amount of technology involved, some basic LEDs just to bring it up a notch. And it's got this little storytelling kind of vibe that really draws me into it. And it's got a dragon. Like, come on, you can't go wrong with dragons. So, I'm actually really proud of this one. Yeah. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you'd like to see more mini and train content. I really appreciate you sticking around this long, and thanks for watching. With that, I'll see you in the future. That was the wrong hand.